Today I wanted to inject a bit of geeky techie sort of review. Each week each month we try and review some product or service that we as a tech team are sort of interested in, or just general things about like robots at home. But even as a tech team, you're kind of interested in robots cleaning your home so that you can get on with coding. So at the moment, we've had something quite revolutionary in our organisation. Mark and I have been working together for over 20 years. We've always really kind of struggled with the content management interface behind our work. We've always hosted websites. We've hosted our own city council's website. We've actually had we've hosted Royal College websites. We're really fascinated by the whole thing, that interface between sort of geeky techie stuff that needs databases and humans, and we've never really achieved a way, because it would just take too much of our time. We've also had to do our work for other people.
You have to do the day job.
Yeah.
So just in very simple terms, a content management system is the way that people who are writing content can update a website. Mark, why is it difficult?
I think one of the challenges with content management systems is the interaction between sort of, let's call it dynamic content and static content. I think, it's very easy to have...
Just for simple folk, what does that mean?
So very often in modern websites, you want to have content which is authored by people, but also intermingled, especially in our world, with dynamic elements such as live charts, live statistics, and other types. Then in our case, lead tables, prices, whatever you want. And actually getting that integration to work well can be challenging. And I think this is one of the exciting sort of incentives behind tools such as Sanity, which Lucian's been describing, is the ability to really detach the content editing experience from the implementation of that content, and to sort of take back control of the implementation side in a way that really works for us as an organisation.
Now,
Thanks,
before
Lucian.
I pass back to the benefits to us really on the coalface rather than the geeky technical benefits, it's fully customizable, it's built with React out of open source components, and it can be tailored to match specific workflows. So, we don't do a pure blog. We do news releases, news items, blog items, and content managed documentation, which may or may not include video components or bits from your podcast. So we have very specific needs, and so we want content editors and creators to actually put things in a very structured way, in the way that we need them as an organisation. And Sanity is what we call platform agnostic, so it's actually designed for write once, use many. So it's designed for your website, and but you can also inject the same content into a software application, a back-end software platform, into anything else where you might need a JSON query API to pull it out. So it's a JSON-based rich text processor.
So what is it about Sanity that has, impressed you two as developers? And Lucian, you've described a long journey that we've had and trying to do our own thing, using other people's stuff. What is it about Sanity that is the killer app from your perspective?
Mine, they've just done so much work. I mean, they've actually done everything that I want to do. It's going to take me 10 years to do it, and I'm going to be paid nothing by any of my customers.
Yeah.
It's just going to...
So it's like you're looking at something that you had in your head.
Yeah, there's one killer to this, which I think is a real threat to us all, is if they go greedy. If they go like Xero, the accounting software which we all know and love and we all now depend upon, Xero know that, and they're now screwing us. Now, if Sanity managed to get half the world using Sanity, their prices are going to go up. And if they do that to us, that's where Mark and I will get back at the coalface and start writing this thing ourselves.
Yeah, Mark, what is it that makes it the killer app, and
I think,
are there any risks and downsides that you see?
Yeah, I do think the real win for them is they're not trying to do too much. What they're focusing on is that content piece in a very sort of clever and careful way, which means that the tool is very robust. We're not we had our own tool before, and we were fighting lots of niggly issues because we were trying to do too much with it. And actually, these guys have said we're all about authoring content in a simple, robust way. Yes. And as Lucian said, our ability to then spray that content wherever we like. And what's a real killer for us, or killer application, is the fact that we can put the same content to our website, put the same content into the GSE platform, and share content, and also emit content in other ways. And it's just that shareability is really, really important to us.
Thank you.
And that thing about not doing too much. If you think of content relationship managers, some of the most popular out there, Hootsuite and others, they're like, do your customer relationship management with us. Salesforce, do your customer relationships management with us, but also do your website with us. Also do your catering through us. Also arrange your holidays through us. It just doesn't stop. And actually, Sanity is very sort of package. Now, I'm really worried about amplifying these benefits, because the ventures will go and look at that and go, there's a big crowd, let's start introducing, home deliveries and stuff through Sanity Studio. That's what you don't want. It's very rational. Yeah. It's very like if you're brought up on Lego and you're crazy about building things, you like Lego blocks. You don't want stuff that can't be adapted, and Sanity's really good for that.
Just a last question on this, because we just mindful of time. Who produced Sanity?
You got me. We'll put it up later in the chat. But anyway, it's on sanity.io. Sanity.io.
I think that's their entity. I think they are. They're called Sanity. I think, but they're not a known quantity particularly to us.
Magnus Hillstad.
Magnus
congrats,
Hillstad.
Magnus. We love it.
Yeah.
And it's weaned us off trying to do our own thing on something that isn't core for us.